wow. Just wow is all I can say. I can't believe I'm back on the Mad River again. I never thought in a million years that I would be back on this river in 2023. Now here I am on a beautiful October 3rd with beautiful blue skies and 84 degrees. Who would have thought? Yep, I thought the warm, sunny days of summer were gone, but I was wrong. So here we are, back to finish up my final 9.5 miles down to State Route 55 south of Urbana. I just put in at Lippincotte, and this will complete my section paddle of the Mad River in 2023. Thanks for coming along. All right, like I said, we got about 9.5 miles to finish up this section paddle down to State Route 55. And along the way, we are going to pass through several other put in and take out locations. The first one being 296. It is actually a designated parking area for the Mad River. After that, we'll be coming to State Route 36, which is the US route that goes through the center of Urbana, east and west. It crosses 68. So I'll show you that one when we get to that one. And if there's any other ones along the way, I'll point those out. But after that, I believe the next main put-in takeout is State Route 55, where I will be ending my paddle today. I do have all of my gear with me for camping out tonight. So if we can find a nice little gravel sandbar along the way, I will be setting up my tent and making this an overnight trip. I want to enjoy this last, well, I said this last time, the last warm day of 2023. I'm sure we're going to have a couple more warm days here in October. But this is my last opportunity to be on the river, on the Mad River, and camp out overnight. So I'm going to take advantage of it if I can find a decent place to camp out. I brought some good food to cook out over the fire tonight. So that's the plan. Stay tuned. Man, is it nice out. Incredible. You know, I always forget that we typically have a few warm days in October. For some reason, I just forgot when last time I was on the river on September 22nd. I just assumed that was going to be the last 80-degree day we'd have in 2023. But here we are, October 3rd, and it's 84. You can't beat it. But we do have a cold front coming in Thursday, and by Friday to Saturday, the high is only 56. So definitely glad I'm out here taking advantage of this warm weather because it's not going to last. And you know, a lot of times in late October, early November, it can cut loose raining and get muddy and sloppy and just dreary and drizzly out and never dry up again. So I'm going to soak this all in while I have the chance. You guys wouldn't believe who was supposed to join me on the river today. That's right. Those of you who follow my channel probably just said it out loud. The Colonel. Yes, the Colonel was supposed to be on this little river trip with me today. It was all planned out, but he had something come up last minute, didn't have a truck available. Then he's worried about the Route 36 Lowhead Dam. He doesn't like portaging that. It was just one excuse after the other, just like always. So once again, I'm out here solo on the Mad River. That's all right. Maybe we can get him to show up here for dinner if I can find a convenient place for him to pull off the road and get river access by foot. We'll see. We'll try to work something out to get Colonel on the river in some way. Maybe not in a kayak, but at least on the gravel sandbar with me to have some dinner. Or at the very least, pick me up again and bring me home. A very slow section of the Mad River. This isn't very typical of this section between Lippincotte and 55. And it's mainly because the water is down quite a bit still. Fortunately, it's over a foot deep here, and I've actually only scraped lightly 2 or 3 times. So definitely much better than my last trip. Here's the little tractor crossing. Looks pretty tame. Hope we won't get stuck too bad here. Woo! It was a little steeper than I thought. I didn't even get a drop on me. Worked out perfect. But I about got stuck on those concrete blocks right across the top there. A little shallow. As you can see, once again, we are in classic Mad River with the tree-lined banks and the canopy hanging over the water, giving us full shade. It's glorious. You know, I never show you the inside of my kayak. So I got my phone here attached to my cooler. Got my steak in my cooler. There's my little tripod for the kayak for my GoPro. Bag of chips. And then behind my seat, produce, a couple dry bags with some extra clothes. And then there's my backpacking gear in my backpack. Everything inside there is inside a garbage bag to keep dry. All right, we're coming up on the State Route 296. Put in, right up here on the left. There's some kind of noise up there. It might just be a combine I'm hearing, I don't know. But I'll pull out here real quick and show you guys what this looks like. But there's the steps right there, not too bad. See, you can see how low the water is. Usually the water is up to that, above that first step of concrete to that big second slab of concrete. All right, so I just came down the Mad River right there. It continues on. And you got this little feeder river flowing into it. Normally I'm in water up to my knees right now. It's way down. Let's go take a look up here. Yeah, it's a combine. We're in the middle of harvest season right now. 2 combines running. You can see this is a really nice big parking area here at 296. Ample parking for numerous cars. And a pretty easy put in. Looks like someone has named this Mama's Cove. Back on the water. By the way, it is exactly 2.87 miles from Lippincotte to 296. Well, looky there. A rope swing in 1 foot of water. This is the very first rope swing on the Mad River, unless you count the little one I saw between Lions Park and 68. It's actually 3 feet deep back there. Not bad. All right, halfway between the 296 put in and State Route 36 in Urbana is Lippincotte Canoe Livery, and we're coming up on it now. This is the only canoe livery in the northern sections of the Mad River above Springfield, north of Springfield. So when we get up here, I'm going to turn to the right and pull in there and show you what it looks like. But they do offer camping here and shuttles, obviously. They mainly service from Lippincotte to State Route 55. There's their sign, Birch Bark Canoe Livery. I'm sure they're all closed down during the weekdays. Very nice place. All right, let's get moving. We're a couple miles away from State Route 36, and that is where I'm gonna pull out at the Lowhead Dam If I didn't have all my camping gear, I would just go right over it. It's not that big of a deal. But it's probably a little bit low, so I could get stuck on top. I could get swamped pretty good, I don't know. So I'm gonna pull out a 36, mainly because that is where Colonel might come down and join me. If I can find a place to camp near there or start a fire, I might just stop at 36 tonight. Problem is, there's a private property, a farm, on the west side of the river. I don't know the farmer personally. If I did, if I had a way to contact him, I'd call them and see if I could camp there tonight. We'll see. We'll get down there, take a look at it, and scope it out, and make a decision whether we're gonna stop there or continue on down to 55. All right, currently less than a mile from State Route 36. We're making good time. The water's been fantastic, even though it's down 6 inches to a foot. I haven't been dragging at all. This section is amazing. And I was just thinking about my live stream. My first ever live stream. I've been scared to do a live stream, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you, for like the last 2 years, since I've ever even considered doing my first one. Since I've started watching others do their live streams, I was always like, man, live. I stumble over my words and blunders and butcher everything I'm saying too much. And I want to be able to edit it at my computer to get everything just right. But man, that was all natural and live, and I loved it. I loved it, man. It was fantastic. I can't wait to do it again. So I don't know why I was so scared to do it. It was almost like I was talking to my buddy on my cell phone, you know, because I was talking to all of you subscribers, my friends, on my cell phone, and it was really natural. And it felt good, and it was fun, and I can't wait to do it again. So, yeah, I can't believe I was scared to go live for over 2 years. I think I'm gonna make that a regular thing from now on. I might go live weekly or every other week. Anytime I go anywhere, I'm gonna go live. Yep, that's the new plan. We're getting really close to State Route 36, or is it US Route 36? I guess I better find out so I can say it properly next time. Whatever it is, it's 36, and we're just about there. And Colonel and I have worked out a pretty good plan. So my wife was not really into wanting to come to pick me up tonight or tomorrow, especially if the Colonel was available. So Colonel has a Jeep that actually has a tow bar on it, so it could be towed behind another vehicle or camper or whatever. And he is going to drive that down here tonight and hook it up to my truck up there at Lippincotte and bring it down here to 36. And if 36 is not where I end up staying, I will continue on after we eat our dinner. And he is going to go drop off my truck. Well, he's gonna drive my truck and his Jeep to State Route 55 and drop off my truck there. And then he'll drive his Jeep home. So that's a pretty good plan. It's all gonna work out perfectly. I don't have to have my wife involved, and Colonel doesn't have to be forced to camp here and figure out how to shuttle vehicles, since he has that tow bar on his Jeep. Perfect. Hopefully this works out, because I'm getting hungry. All right, I'm here at the Route 36 put in and takeout. Lots of parking up here next to this farm with all these grain bins. There's actually trash cans up here that are full of probably beer cans. So this place is pretty busy on hot summer days. As you can see, this Lowhead Dam, a little sketchy for a beginner. If I didn't have all my gear, my kayak, I would go right over it. It's not that big of a deal. It's only about 1.5 feet. The last time I went over it, I got a little wet. You know, water came up the front over the nose and kind of swamped me, maybe a gallon or two. And I remember my son, he got flipped around and got sucked over backwards and didn't get a drop of water on him. So the best way to go over this Lowhead Dam is probably backwards. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is just drag my kayak through here. Actually, I'll probably go on the other side of that, the right side of that little boulder there, because it's kind of deep right there. Yeah, very shallow. Normally, you can't leave your kayak sitting there like that. It would get rushed right over because the water's so low. It kind of just sits there. So I'm gonna go investigate this area a little bit to see if there's a place for Colonel and I to start a fire, cook some dinner. Otherwise, I gotta go. Oh, what do we got? 2.5, almost 3 miles. About 2.5 more miles to State Route 55 to the end. This is going to be home sweet home for tonight. Well, this is where we're going to be cooking our dinner tonight.
It's where I'll be eating my dinner tonight.
We are about 150 yards off of route. Is it U.S. route? It's not state route.
I think it's U.S. route.
U.S. route 36 that connects Urbana and Piqua. My campsite is down this trail, right along the river, about 150 yards from here. So we're kind of in between my campsite and the highway. But this is a little closer to the parking area where Colonel's car is. By the way, there's Colonel.
Hey!
The appetizer is just about ready. Oh, it's looking really good. Look at that. Nice charred kernels, just the way I like it. All right, sweet corn is done. Looking good, perfectly charred. You'll have that nice flavor of the fire. My plate of choice tonight, the good old Frisbee. All right, we're gonna chop some butter off this corn butter stick. Let that melt a little bit. And then we'll throw in our strip steak. Pan-fried strip. Corn butter stick. Put your stick of butter in there and you push it up from the bottom. Look how nice and convenient that is. Been using one of these my entire life. And I stole one from home tonight. Well charred corn, that's for sure. Salt and pepper mixture from home. Holy moly. I know it's hard to see everything in the night, and it makes everything more difficult to cook over the fire when it's dark out, but I'm telling you what, this is some of the best over the fire sweet corn I have had ever. Wow. Incredible. Man, we are just about done. That is a mighty piece of meat. All right, second piece of corn. Get it buttered up good. The fire makes the corn taste so good. Salt and pepper. Now I have a little something special for this one. This is leftover chili powder from our Mexican street corn when I was with David Ty and Lance from the Outland channel, Outland Outdoors, when we were doing our final stretch of the Mad River. We're gonna put some chili powder on this. I know this isn't Mexican street corn, but I'm curious if this will enhance the enjoyment of my sweet corn. All right, let's see what this ear corn tastes like with the chili powder added. Possibly my top 10 most enjoyable sweet corn experiences ever in my life. Colonel, I'm telling you.
Top 10?
This corn is incredibly sweet and delicious. The right amount of char, butter, salt and pepper, and a little chili powder. Oh, thanks for ruining the shot, Colonel.
Come on.
All right, I think it's time for steak. All right, here we go. She's not medium rare, but that's all right. Yeah, she's definitely medium. Doggone it. That's okay. It's still gonna be delicious. It's juicy. All right, here we go. First bite of my strip steak tonight. Unfortunately, it ended up being closer to medium. The last time I checked it, it was rare. It sure goes quick when it's on the fire, but that's all right. Oh, man. Perfect. Man, that Tomans in West Liberty has some good quality meat, I'm telling you. Wow. My goodness. Even the fat is fantastic. Good morning. This is my view out of my tent. You can see the Mad River flowing down there. And it's a beautiful sunrise today. Let's get camp packed up and get back on the water and wrap up this section paddle down to 55. Just about ready to get back on the Mad River. There's the Low Head Dam. Just enjoying my morning coffee from the depot. How did I get depot coffee, you may ask? It's a mystery. So my car spot decided to stop for some coffee on the way here. There he is, enjoying his own coffee with me right here on the beautiful Mad River.
You know, it'd been really great if you just invited me to kayak with you last night in camp.
Oh, numerous invites turned down.
I know. Too busy, but no.
Yeah, you've made 2 trips to the Mad River,
I know.
yet you haven't been on the Mad River. What the heck? You got right where that white foamy water is. My kayak got sucked into that. I was trying to go to the right of the rock. Not on this trip, but when I lost my camera.
Okay.
It sucked my kayak in there and swamped everything. And that's how I lost my camera. Yeah, pretty tame today. I would definitely be going over that if I didn't have all my gear with me. Shoot, I should have just went over it, right? So, Colonel, what did you say earlier about this river?
Oh, it's just a looking river for me now. It's not a kayaking river anymore. I just come look at it.
Thanks a lot, Colonel. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Another beautiful day on the Mad River. I can see some of that leaf color popping. Gorgeous. Hard to believe it's October 4th already. All right, we got about two. There goes the Colonel. Man, what a good friend to go through all that for me. Not only did he come down here and hang out for the live stream right here on the Mad River, but then came back again this morning to pick up my truck, well, to get in my truck and hook up his towable Jeep to it at the Lippincotte put-in, brought it all the way down here past me, south of Urbana to State Route 55, and dropped it off, came back to 36, picked up coffee at the depot, brought it to me here at the Mad River. We enjoyed coffee together, and now he's on his way back to work, and here I am finishing up the final 3 miles of the Mad River, and my truck will be there waiting for me. Amazing. And I didn't have to call and bother my wife. She'll be happy about that. Well, like I said, it's hard to believe it's October 4th, and we have leaves changing color and starting to fall. A beautiful early fall day here on the Mad River. All right, let's get paddling and finish up this section paddle once and for all. Woohoo! It was a little noisy back there at Route 36. I'm enjoying the peace and quiet now. Other than a little bit of construction noise off to my left. Pretty peaceful. Honeycrisp apple for breakfast. My favorite apple. Pretty cool railroad trestle. This is so nice. It's been a while since I've done the morning kayaking. Probably my favorite time of the day to be on the water. So I was thinking about last night's YouTube live stream. We both really enjoyed doing that. So much so that I think we're gonna make that a regular thing. Maybe we'll try to do it weekly or bi-weekly or whenever something interesting comes up that we're into. Would you guys be interested in watching the Colonel and the Miller do more YouTube live streams? Let me know down in the comments. And maybe, just maybe, this will turn into a future podcast. I don't know. That sounds pretty fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Would you watch us on more YouTube live streams and maybe even a potential podcast in the future? Maybe I'll put a community post out ahead of time, letting everybody know that, hey, in 2 hours from right now at 7 o'clock Eastern, the Colonel and the Miller will be live streaming. Tune in. Just to let everybody know when it's happening, because so many people said they missed it. Boy, oh boy, what a beautiful stretch of river. Just look at that. Look at those trees leaning in over the river. The canopy giving us full shade. Not that I really want shade right now. It's just a bit chilly on my feet. But when it's hot out, this can't be beat. I'm beginning to hear the roar of State Route 55. I'm about a half mile away from it, and we'll be wrapping up this float. Here in a little bit, I'll be coming to Nettle Creek. And that is where I was considering camping last night, because it looks like you can maybe not paddle, but at least walk up the creek about maybe 50 to 100 yards, and there's a nice gravel sandbar there that looked conducive to camping, at least on Google Maps. So we're gonna check that out here in a little bit and see if that would have worked. And then we're gonna float on down to the 55 takeout and wrap this thing up. All right, we're coming around this little turn in the river. Very shallow it looks like, but this is Nettle Creek right here. Let's go up in there and see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like I might be able to paddle up in there. Nice. I have no idea if this is going to be a sandbar conducive to camping. From here, it doesn't look so good, but you never know. So this is the sandbar that I saw on Google Maps. Yeah, I'm really surprised I can paddle up in here. This is awesome. Yeah, I think we could camp there. It looks like sand too. That'd be a nice little soft camping area. This is actually perfect. Let's go a little further here. I don't think it would work out if it was higher water. It looks like this is the end of the line for the kayak. Nothing really good up in here. Here we are, 100 yards past Nettle Creek and coming up on State Route 55 and my takeout. Alrighty folks, this officially concludes my section paddle of the Mad River in its entirety in 2023. So glad I was able to get back out here one final time to wrap this thing up. I had a fantastic time on all my section paddles of the Mad River. It was like a bunch of little mini adventures. And I'm going to drop all those section paddle trips in the description box below, as well as pin them to the top comment, so you can check those out. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed the journey, and I will see you all again real soon on the next adventure. Oh, I screwed it up. One other card. Gosh. All of these. Why is it showing upside down? As well as pen. And speaking of that, we do have a pretty, oh my gosh, phone going off and watch beeping. One more take.